Thanksgiving, and today I'm showing you our new website that I just launched last night. I already got an order, so I know it works. And the big feature here is this build your own tool watch. But first, let me just scroll down so you get to see that there's quite a bit, quite a bit here. So come and check it out. There's a great blog. Please click on that. That's a really unique story about a race I was in right here, where we went around 5 volcanoes in 3 days in an epic snowstorm, and they only did that race once because it was so crazy. So you ought to check that out, as well as the about us section in here about me, and get a load of like really all the different things I've been in and how that actually relates to the watches that you see. But it's really the watches that are the most important part here. So I want to show you my new watch builder. So essentially, this thing is full of original parts that I designed so that you could come in and pick and choose the parts that you want to do the jobs that you need to do and not struggle with it. And so that was a big deal for me when I was racing, that I didn't have this type of bezel where I had a countdown. Um, I'm sorry, that's an elapsed timer. I'm at point over here. A countdown that goes all the way to here, and then an elapsed timer that starts where the countdown came off, so that I could go and say, they'd be like, Rob, you have to be at the line in 42 minutes. I need to set that thing for 42 minutes, and then I know exactly how much time I have until I have to leave. And then without touching my watch, when it goes 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, I can actually, not have to screw with my watch, and I can just start looking at the elapsed timer. That's a big deal, okay? And if you want to switch though, imagine you went for a GMT, you could do that. You could do it in black. You could use the GMT dial, you know, which has like, you could just use just the dial. You can actually put that dial in another watch that doesn't have a bezel and still use it as a GMT. You could put the old Outcast bezel on it. You can switch bracelets so that it all matches or not. Um, and it's just super cool. I'm just super. I don't use the word super too much, but I'm super pleased. It's taken me 3 years to design different things so that you could do different things, and have it presented in such a way that you can have something that you really want, that's custom specific, built for you to do what you need to do. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to like sell you my idea on what you need. I'm trying to give you options so that you can choose what you need, because I don't know you. You know me, and I'm trying to make that clear. And that's why I think you really should, check out the About Us page. I talk about my family. I talk about living in Arizona and a tent for half a year, Colorado, World Cup in Siberia, log cabin in Alaska. Here's my commercial for backcountry tours. So now you know the origin story of the Guide Watch. I was on the Today Show. I was on Wild on E, Oregon, and this is the big World Cup in Siberia. I came in third, and then retired, and did. If you're interested in the racing, actually, like go to the blog. There's just an epic post on the blog. You ought to just see that. But I got into guns. Well, I've always been into guns, but I got into designing guns. So this was something I designed for Taurus. It was too expensive. They didn't build it. This was my company, Pink Gun, and it was to allow women to decorate guns. I built a boat, designed a boat, worked, uh, shot a deer, shot deer every year. So I'm a deer hunter. That makes sense, huh? Yeah. So this was my trading. So a lot of people don't know that I was a financial trader for like 5 years until I got hacked and lost everything on Christmas Day 3 years ago. And so I kind of had to take a step back because I had no other option, and I got into watches, and I started watchcollector.org, and I it's a 170-page website just to teach myself a little bit more, get into it a little deeper, and then I realized that this would be something maybe other people would want to learn about. So it's written by AI, and it's researched by me and put together by me and all that kind of stuff. I'm the curator, if you will. Uh, so I sold Rolexes. I flipped Rolexes and stuff for a while. I trained jujitsu and South Florida for 6 years with a world champion team. And I'm a deer hunter and a shooter, and that's why you see shooting watches and dead deer on my website. So, anyways, I encourage you to look around, check it out. If you have any questions, or more importantly, at the moment, you find any bugs, or you find a typo, or you find something screwy, or something I could do better, please, you know, feel free to just shoot me a note any which way, make a comment, whatever, and I'll try to fix it. So, anyway, I wish you and yours a happy Thanksgiving, and thanks so much for coming and checking out what I have to offer. See you later.